Hello, Banana Bunch. Welcome back to another video, and in this one, I decided to Google Translate the names of Object Show YouTubers 100 times. The results were interesting. Thank you so much to Alchemist for making all the drawings of the different translations. I owe you one. Now, of course, the first YouTuber that I wanted to put through the translator was me. So I translated mine 100 times, and I managed to get other government agencies. Huh. After reading this, I figured the best possible thing that could go with this translation was a CIA logo. And Almas happily delivered. This is GIA logo. He is tough, rude, but willing to protect anybody no matter what it takes. He plays by the book and doesn't take shit from anybody. The next YouTuber that I decided to Google Translate was my friend and one of my animation idols, Bomb. Now, Bomb was pretty easy, considering when I translated them, all I got was Silver Ball. This one just seemed obvious. So, here's Silver Ball. Silver Ball is a durable and highly athletic person. However, he is not the sharpest knife in the drawer, having shown tendencies to pretty much just do the stupidest things possible at the stupidest times possible. But many people still like him, despite the fact that he unintentionally hurts everybody who he sees. Next up, we have my buddy Fortle, and when I translated him, I got 14. It would be a pretty big missed opportunity if I didn't just make 14. So, here's that, I guess. 14 shares a lot of traits with, well, 14. Mostly the eating skin thing. That might be a problem later on down the line, but if we keep an eye on them, we might not have to worry about that. This is probably one of my favorite designs that Olamis did for this video, so Olamis, kudos to you. And also, Fortal, if you're watching this, if you don't make part of this your PFP for a day, I will sue. Next up, we have my friend and resident Guess Who player, Trollsy. Now, for Trollsy, when I put him through the translator, it decided to spit out the circle. And for this one, it also seemed pretty obvious, but I like the direction that Alamist went with this one. So Circle is a bossy know-it-all who really thinks they're better than everybody else simply because they have brains. They are a master strategist, but sometimes they let their ego get to their head. Now, Circle isn't really the most popular person, but he does have his own little friend circle, and a couple of followers who seem strangely devoted to him. So, Brown Scarfs was interesting because it taught me something that I did not know prior to doing this video. So, when I put Brown Scarf through the translator, I got We Have Hope. So, for this one, I decided to do an anchor since apparently anchors are a symbol of hope. I did not know this beforehand, so cool fact. So for this one, you would expect Anchor to be a very joyous and optimistic person. Nope. I decided for this one that Anchor would be the exact opposite. Highly pessimistic and rude, and pretty much everybody hates him. No one wants to be around this guy because he's pretty much a bad omen. For Fast Duck, I got approved, and nothing says approved like a big old check mark. This one was pretty straightforward and easy, so I'll just give you the finished product. Here is Checkmark. Checkmark is your resident cool guy. He will hang out with anyone, anywhere, anytime. He's easy to make friends with and is always there by your side whenever you need him. As for enemies, doesn't really have any. I'd say that Checkmark would most likely be one to root for. Ultimate Animations was another one of those easy ones. I just love how easy this translator made it for me. For Ultimate Animations, I got second, so obviously I had to make a second place medal. And I have to say, out of all the designs done for this video, this one is one of my favorites. I know I might have said this for a couple other designs, but this time, I mean it. Silver medal is what you call a sore loser. They are so sick and tired of coming in second place their entire life that at this point they just want at least one small break to get first at least once. But when they don't get that, they sometimes can go into a fit of rage. Now, I can't tell if you guys like this guy or hate him with all your hearts. But next up, we have Giant Snowball. And for Giant Snowball, I got Month. This was another one of those ones that seemed pretty obvious, so I decided that the best course of action was a calendar. Calendar is that person I know who has way too many hobbies and is never really available when you need them. They're highly unreliable and are very forgetful, pretty much not remembering even their own name at some times. When it comes to Hypercrystal, we got To Look. And this one could have been taken in a few different ways, but we eventually settled on a magnifying glass, since it seemed to be the easiest we could do in a short amount of time. Because trust me, we've been trying to get this video out as quick as we could. Magnifying glass is probably the most level-headed of these characters, always looking into things before jumping to conclusions. He always does a thorough investigation on everything he sees, hears, touches, tastes, smells, everything. So, if you see him snooping around your stuff, he's just trying to get an idea of who you are and what you do. For Nublis was an interesting case, because his original translation was too confusing for Almus to do, so I actually ended up having to retranslate Nublis a couple times until we got one that worked, and we ended up with Order. There are two ways I could see this going. One, an order as in the order in which things are placed, or a fast food order, or a restaurant order. And we decided to go with the restaurant order. Take a look. This poor guy is always stressed out. He constantly has to rush around and make sure that everything is perfect, because he has the paranoia that he will get fired from his job if he makes even the slightest mistake, even outside of work. So you kind of feel bad for him as he rushes around to try and make sure that nothing goes wrong and everybody is happy. I figured the best way to cap off this video was to do the person who helped us out the most, Almist. When it comes to Almist, we got Olympic, and I was expecting an Olympic flag or just the rings, and we did get the rings, but not in the way you'd expect. The Olympic ring pen trio are some of the most athletic people you will ever meet. They are smart, strong, fast, competitive, and strangely polite, which you wouldn't expect for someone so competitive. They're constantly zipping around, trying to compete in every sport they can get their hands on. Whether it be football, baseball, basketball, cricket, badminton, any sport out there, they're probably masters at it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and a special thanks again to Almist. Without your illustrations, this video would not have been possible. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing. We're very close to 9,000 subs, so a single subscription will help a lot. And if you didn't like this video, let me know in the comments why, because I'm always looking for ways to improve my content for you guys. Some of you guys are probably wondering where my new OC design is. Because I was so far into editing this video when I had the design made, I was too lazy to go back and re-edit the entire thing. So the new OC design will debut in my next video. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, have a great rest of your day. Cheers!